What if you could take that risk, make that change, reach that goal, live your best life? Welcome to another episode of the What If You Could podcast, where we get together with amazing experts and everyday people who share challenges, encourage healing, and explore the possibilities that life has to offer. I'm your host, Gary Scott, and I'm excited that you're along for the ride. Hey, everybody, welcome to another episode of the What If You Could podcast. And today, my healthy, vibrant, and fabulous guest is Rob Rene. Hello, Rob Rene.
How are you, my friend?
Oh, living the dream, buddy, living the dream. You are going to help us get healthy, spiritually healthy, physically healthy. We're going to have an amazing time today. So I'm really looking forward to this.
I'm excited. It's going to be a blast.
Cool biz, cool biz. Rob, I'm going to read your bio real quick, and away we go. So, everybody, I have meet Rob Rene, a former high-level athlete and near-death survivor whose life was transformed after a near-fatal accident. With a deep passion for natural health, Rob has become an inspiring keynote speaker, herbalist, and molecular hydrogen researcher, sharing his unique insights on living a pain-free and vibrant life. As a frequency medicine specialist, he uses cutting edge techniques to heal, while his investigative work exposes the hidden truths behind the mainstream medical system. Rob is also the host of the I Am Pain Free podcast, where he explores natural and faithful living, bringing to light topics from the censorship of natural health, the power of frequency medicine, and the ancient healing wisdom found in the Bible. Through his company, Exodus Strong, Rob is on a mission to help people break free from big pharma drugs and embrace natural solutions. With the launch of his transformational supplement, Exodus, Rob combines 2,000 years of biblical healing herbs with the scientifically backed benefits of molecular hydrogen, offering a path to better energy, stress relief, and overall health. Rob's goal is to help 1 million people read the Bible every day and to guide individuals towards a healthier, more vibrant life. With Rob, it's all about exiting the old you and stepping into a new life filled with energy, wellness, and faith.
There you
Well, I,
go.
I
There
mean,
you go.
what more could we want, Rob?
That's right. That's right.
Well, I love all that. This is all right down my alley, like I said. But I do, unfortunately, real quick before we get started, I have to ask you the what if we could question. So, Rob Renee, have you ever had a what if you could moment, or is there a what if you could thought you'd love to share with the gang before we
Well,
kick off?
yeah, I live my life now just like what if I could make a difference in this world, right? And that to me is what I live for right now because it's like in my past it was I was living for me, and I did what the world told me to do, and now I'm trying to live f as a godly man and trying to make a difference in the world and help other people. So it's like, what if we could, right? What if we could start making a difference and then get them to make a difference, right? Get people off of the couch and stop Netflixing and chilling and actually make a difference in the world, right? I think that if we could do that, man, what an amazing world we would have. So that's what I'm doing, and I'm trying to inspire other people to join me on this movement to make a difference in the world. And I believe it kind of starts with your health, because if you don't have your health, you don't have anything. So um, that's uh, that's my life goal right now.
I love that. Like I always tell people, how much money did Steve Jobs take with him?
Yeah,
None. He left $8 billion on the table, and he would have traded every dime of that $8 billion to still be here, right? So without your health, you have nothing. But I love your topic. I love everything you're doing with Exodus Strong, your supplement Exodus and things like that. But it's interesting because as I researched you, I thought this guy is battling two forces at once because there's a real need for health in this country. We're a disaster, right, health wise, and we're not getting any help from the medical. I've got my quotes up: medical
right,
industry, pharmaceutical industry, right? But
true,
also, you're on a biblical mission.
right.
And although I feel there's an awakening happening in our country now, people are really searching, it's not welcome by everybody, is it?
No, definitely not. Definitely not. Yeah, yeah. There's a lot of pushback on both, right? And
Yeah.
but I've really come to the point in my life where that doesn't matter to me anymore. It used to matter. I used to, if you, 5 years ago, 6 years ago, if you would have asked me what I'm doing today, I would have said you're absolutely insane. There's no possible way I'd be doing what I'm doing today. But God has an incredible way of orchestrating things. And I now really believe that I'm stepping into what he orchestrated my entire life to be, and that I'm finally stepping into it, and I'm accepting that, and I'm going to work with whatever he has given me and the opportunity he is giving me, and I'm going to just go after it, and I'm going to work really hard, and I'm going to try to make a difference one person at a time, just to help them. And if I can help them, then I know that they're going to be inspired, and they're going to want to try to do the same, and they're going to try to help other people. So I'm just super excited about where it is. And yeah, of course, there's pushback on the healthcare ideas and topics that I talk about, and there's pushback on even talking about biblical concepts and things. I 5, 6 years ago, there's no way in the world I was going to talk about religion to anybody. It was like, no, religion and politics were like, no, not going there. And I just literally to the point where I avoided those situations. If I knew that they wanted to talk about those things, I would not, I would avoid it. So anyway, now I'm just
Yeah.
exactly the opposite of that. It's like,
Wow.
I welcome the conversation, and if you have pushback, I don't, fine. I accept all people and all religions and all colors and all races. So I'm not one of those Bible thumping people who are just going to crush you with it. I'm just going to love you into a relationship with what I believe is an amazing truth. But I think I had this one great um, course in college that I went to that was a world religions course. And man, was that eye-opening, right? To see all the different religions in the world and all the different beliefs people have, and it just opens you up to society and in our world and how different people think. And so I'm open to that, and I understand that a lot of people are not going to think the way I think, and I'm fine with that. That's okay.
Yeah.
It's just, don't treat me bad because of what I believe. That's just the kind of my rule, right? It's like, hey, I'm going to be open and not treat you bad because of what you believe, but don't do the same to me, all right? Or be the same
Yeah.
to me,
And
right? So
you know,
anyway,
we're in such a bizarre world right now that it's almost like someone could go through your product, go, "Oh my God, I love everything in this. Man, these supplements are great. I love all the ingredients. This thing's going to be fantastic. I'm going to try it." And then they go, "Oh, wait a minute. It's Bible? It's from the Bible? Oh no, then I couldn't possibly take it because
right,
it's from the Bible." You go, "Dude, a minute ago you loved everything about this, right? And now all of a
right.
sudden for some reason you've twisted like you said like, "Oh, I don't want to take this. It's going to make me a Bible thumper." It's like, "Dude, just stop," right? I mean,
I know.
it
Yeah.
so it's really, you know, it's really encouraging to see you go, "Look, I'm I'm not going to hide from this. This is the basis of what I'm doing. So why would I shy away from it? It wouldn't really make any sense, right?"
Right, right. I am who I am, and I think that the company I'm building is a company that I want to be a big business, but only reason I want to be a big business, I want to make an impact on the world, right? Sorry for the dog barking in the background. Uh, got someone
I've
that
been
comes to the
there.
door, never fails, huh? So
We love dogs on this show.
there you go. Good, good.
I've literally had dogs show up in the podcast and they just become another guest. Don't even worry
He's an amazing protector, so I
about
love that about him. But anyway,
So when just stepping kind of way back there, you like you said, you did what the world kind of told you we should all do, right? Become a good person, go to school or whatever, get a job, do the 9 to 5, blah, 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 work for a corporation, yada, yada, yada. And then, but while you were in that, before you had your near-death experience and kind of your enlightenment, were you a health person? Were you already into nutrition and health, or did that come with your awakening?
Yeah, that's awesome question because it literally started off when I was young. When I was young, did all sorts of sports, right? And but running was kind of my specialty when I was young. And I read a book about nutrition and how it was called Eat to Win, that book. And that book really transformed my running because I learned that whatever I put in my body fuels my body, and that helped me be so
Hmm.
much of a better runner. You know, it came back. That's why I look back at my life now. I see how God taught me that at really young age, right? Of how important nutrition is. And then, you know, I ended up getting hit by a truck in college when I was on my path. I was wanted to be a world class runner, and I was getting close. I just made the U.S. junior team. I got a full ride scholarship to a Division I school. Everything, right? You know, everything was just going through this rocket ship of my athletic ability, and then boom, get hit by a truck, and it almost die that particular day. And I did survive that accident, so I'm like, okay, God has a plan for my life. I'm not sure what it is, but I survived for some reason, right? And then so then I,
And he had a pretty brutal way of waking you up to get you
yeah,
there, right?
yeah.
I
I
mean, you
mean
could have
that.
got didn't have to do a truck, God. You could have
I
done
know
something.
you could have done a little more subtle, but I think he's learned with me that there is no subtle. I am a very driven person, and so when he wants to make a difference in my life, unfortunately, he has to make it pretty impactful. So the second truck that hit me was the pandemic, and
Yeah.
so I call it it's much more of a metaphorical truck than the first one. The first one was the
Yeah.
physical one, but the pandemic just really changed my life dramatically because that's when I stopped doing what the world was doing. I ended up losing my sales job. I was in a corporate job and I was doing great, and but I was doing everything for me, and it was like all of a sudden, the first time in my life, I sat back and started looking what's going on in the world, and wow, you know, did I really, you know, get my eyes open to what's just tragedy, in my opinion, of what's going on in our world from a healthcare perspective and a lot of other things. But health was the real big focus early on. And it started out with me with this doctor that got vilified by, um, he was recommending vitamin D. And I'm like, okay, vitamin D's from the sun. Like, and is that bad? So I did research, right? I'm like, okay, let me go find out. Is vitamin D bad? No, vitamin D is not bad, right? I figured that out. And then I'm like, okay, the doctor must be really bad. He must have all these skeletons in his closet. He must just be an evil dude. And I did as much research as I could on him, and he was fine. He was fine. He was a holistic practitioner who did a great job of helping people holistically and naturally. And I'm like, okay, I can't find anything wrong with him. So why are they suing him for billions with a B, you know, billions of dollars? And it just made zero sense. And so there, I was like, there's got to be a motivation. Why? So I started down that rabbit hole, and oh my gosh, right? Did I uncover just corruption that is unbelievable? And went back to the early 1900s with the Flexner report and how the Rockefellers used that report to take over our medical schools. And that just started opening my eyes in a really dramatic way. Then it just so on and so forth, right? That just started my roller coaster of emotions and just understanding of our healthcare system is all about just money. It's not about helping people, and that's just obviously just the opposite of what we want as a society. If you're going to go to the doctor, you want to go there to get well, not to just pay him money, right? And I love all the doctors and nurses in our field. So don't in the medical world. So don't get me wrong. They're not the problem, right? The system is the problem, and it's really set up really poorly, and it's not set up to help people. At the core. And so I'm just super passionate about that now. I'm like, what can I, little guy me, what can I do to help this world? And it's like kind of what if I could, right? What if I could make a difference? What would I do? And that's why I
Yeah.
started down this healthcare path as I started researching things, using my past as my nutrition, knowing that what I put in my body just it
Yeah.
becomes me and is me. We all are what we eat, no matter how you slice it. We are, and so and God made this body so incredibly wonderful that
Man.
if you give it the right nutrients, it will heal itself. And so, I mean, he designed like literally you cut yourself and it's gonna magically start fixing itself, right? It's just he
Yeah.
did it to
Yeah.
do that. So
You know,
inside
the
versus
COVID
noise.
thing was such, I mean, I've been a health nut for as long as we used to call it health nut,
I like
health freak, whatever.
it.
Jesus freak, health nut. You know,
There you
they're all
go.
the same.
There you
You're
go.
both now. You're a
I
Jesus
am,
freak and a
yeah.
health
I'm in
nut.
trouble, right?
You're best of both worlds. But you know, and the book that you mentioned, you know, Eat to Win. I mean, I've got I don't know how many dozens of diet and health and nutrition books on the shelf back there. But COVID was really bizarre because it was like the indoctrination was so over the top of people who normally were very health conscious and aware people
Right.
and that were not pro pharma, that were not, you know, pro government and pro indoctrination. But for some reason, all of a sudden, they were like this trust the science craziness. And it's like, yeah, well, we trust the science, but there's something wrong with the science, right? So
Yeah.
even people who were normally healthy people and conscientious of their health, they got dragged into this and it became this weird battle
It
over
was. It was.
over just wanting to take care of your own health. It was so bizarre to me.
They did a masterful job
Yeah.
of deception, right? They really, really, really did, and that's what I found out, right? You go look at Mockingbird Media, right, and how well the mocking. Have you ever heard of that term, Mockingbird Media? It's just
Nope.
another, that rabbit hole thing that you can go down some point. But what Mockingbird Media
Like I need another one.
yeah.
Thanks, Rob.
Well, here, this is a fun one for you because it's like, literally
All
just
right.
as in a month ago, the one of the new people in our, I think FBI just confirmed that it's still in play today. So Mockingbird Media was a CIA program back in the 70s, I believe, when they started, and they put assets out in all the major news organizations, and there's if you look at our news organizations, there's only six that control all of the news organizations across the entire world, right? So they put all these assets in them, and then they did these 4 a.m. talking points. So today you need to talk about X, and so everyone would get their own talking points, and then they at some point during the day they had to talk about that particular thing, and so. And then what they did so well and why that works so well is you'll be in the car on the drive to work and you'll listen to the radio and you'll hear the morning guy talk about a topic. And then you'll say, oh, interesting. Then you go watch the evening news and a different person talks about it and says the same thing. And then you watch the sportscast, the football game, right? You're watching the football game and they say the same thing. And so you hear it 3 times and you're like, oh, it must be true. And so they did a masterful job at that, but it's literally just
It was so
crazy.
bizarre, right? I'm sure you've seen those clips where
Yeah,
whether it was you know Pacoima Channel 11 News all the way up to CNN or Fox or whatever, and everything in between. No matter how small the news station was or the
right.
broadcast station or how big they are, you started hearing the same exact phrases from all of them. It's
That's
so
right.
bizarre, right?
Yeah,
Exponential threat. It's like how is some guy in Des Moines saying the exact same thing as a guy in New York City, the exact sentence?
yeah,
It's like
yeah.
that's not possible, right? Unless
No,
someone gave them the script of
yeah,
what to say.
right.
It's madness.
It
So
is
that's the
madness, and
Mockingbird
yeah,
media.
Mockingbird Media. Yeah, and it's literally a program that Christy Noem, I believe, just validated it that it's
Hmm.
still in play today, right? It's just like it's so sick. So they did a great job of of just controlling the narrative, right? And they
Yeah.
controlled the narrative so well that it just put the blinders on people that are very, very smart people and very aware people and very. I even have family members still who just are haven't gotten the veil untaken. It's just like what I still see people walk in a car here in Texas with a mask on by themselves. It's like people, right? It's like come
It's
on,
like,
right?
dude, you know that you're choking yourself to
I
death by that
yeah,
mask. That mask is actually poisoning your blood system. It's poisoning your lungs. It's poisoning your oxygen. I see
yeah,
people still out here in the desert, in 110-degree heat, wearing a mask outside, exercising. I'm
Right,
like, you
right.
know, that's going to kill you faster than
Right,
any
right,
virus
right.
will kill you.
Yeah. The only time I've ever seen that is like the people who are doing it literally on purpose. So they can have like train at elevation. So it's
Yeah.
like they're training at elevation because they have a mask on. But that's like the only people I've ever seen do that that makes sense to me. I'm like, okay, he's actually doing that training to simulate that he's at elevation to work out. But anything else is just silly, right? People just don't get it. And they did a great
So
job of doing that.
yeah, it was an incredibly massive. I mean, there were trillions of dollars and I don't know how many hours spent to try to manipulate your mind. And
Yeah.
if you were somehow able to come out of it, you're the strongest people on the planet, right? Because you fought back against manipulation. But even going back to the other side, like we were talking about religion. I mean, you have to close down all the churches, and heaven forbid anyone tries to pray, but the pot shops are open, the liquor stores are open, the strip clubs are open, Walmart's open. It's like
Yeah, well, I mean, what's the logic, right? There's zero logic to that. Zero logic.
zero.
There's so just it's just pathetic, right? That people allowed that and that people would do that anyway. So yeah, that got me on fire, and that's what just changed my entire life, right? I'm like, okay, I have to go change something. I need to make a difference in this world, and I started one of the things from a faith perspective. I didn't all of a sudden just I was a Christian almost my entire life, right? I grew up in Episcopalian, but I would go to church on Sunday, and I wouldn't think about church until the next Sunday, right? It didn't become me. And what the pandemic did for me was not only was I doing the research on all of these health topics and these crazy things that really pissed me off, but I also started researching the Bible. I'm like, okay, is the Bible really true, right? And do I really believe it? And I went down that rabbit hole, and man, that was really fascinating because I found textual criticism that really talks about the how accurate the Bible is from a textual perspective, and then I did prophecy analysis and how incredibly accurate it is from all the prophetic information that's in the Bible, and then you do even not genealogy. I just watched a show last night about genealogy with my wife. So, archaeology. Geez, sorry, archaeology and all the proof in the Bible with the archaeological finds and stuff they do. It's like it's irrefutable that that document is accurate. So then, say if the document is accurate, then do I believe it? And so I started reading the Bible every day, and that just transformed my religion from not from a religion. Now I have a relationship, right? I believe I have a relationship with God, and it's exciting because I really am excited about that, and I want that for other people, and I want to just explain to them how I feel and why I feel that way, and but it all starts with people's health really initially, because it's like if I can help them with their health, then maybe they'll entertain a conversation about faith. But man, at the end of the day, God designed this. He only gave us one temple, right? He gave us one body, and if you don't take care of this one thing that He gave you, then you're going to expire early, and it's gonna be tragic. And so I'm super passionate about let's get them well. And let's get them off the couch and let's go make a difference in the world together, right? Let's go have an impact. And I think if I can do that with
That
one
that
person,
battle's that battle's very tough though because
yeah.
you're battling so many forces like we kind of started about with. Just on an offshoot, did you see that Tucker Carlson interview with that guy about the Shroud of Turin?
I have not one yet. I have
You
not.
gotta you
Is
gotta go on Tucker. I don't care if people like Tucker or not. I don't care.
right, right.
But you've gotta go. This dude is like the historian on the Shroud of Turin.
Oh,
And
cool.
he
No.
breaks it down about the fibers of this thing and the
Oh
blood of
yeah.
Jesus. And I mean, it was fascinating.
Oh, I
I
love it.
was blown away by how deep dive this guy took into this thing to prove that, hey, this is the cloth that covered Jesus. It's fascinating. You got to,
That is
but
incredible.
I,
Yeah, I'm
but,
excited to
but
do
I
that.
digress. Another rabbit hole for me. Um, what you're battling against, and I truly feel in my heart that there's a real spiritual awakening of some kind. It may not be religious, it may be not be about the
Right.
Bible, it may not be about Christians or Catholics or whatever, but it just seems like there's a real searching. Like people coming out of this pandemic, especially, right, are like, I don't really trust anything. Things just don't feel right, and I don't know what it is. And there must be something out there, and they're searching. But with that, they're still doing our food is poisoned, our medicine is poisoned, our doctor has 4 minutes with you, period. That's it. You're going to get 4 minutes with your doctor because he's overwhelmed. The medical system is completely goofy. You know,
I lost you. Can you hear me, Gary? I lost you.
yeah. Oh,
Okay,
you
there we
did?
go. Yeah. All right.
Oh,
You're back.
man.
You're back.
I'm sorry about that.
No
And it was so
problem.
great. What I said was
I know, it
so
must have been
amazing. I'm
amazing.
so. Where did we leave off? Did we leave off with Tucker and the Shroud of Turin? Did you hear
No,
that part?
it was just the last like 30 seconds I missed. So
Oh gosh. Well, did you got to go look up Tucker Carlson and listen to the episode about the Shroud of Turin?
I'll definitely do that. I'll definitely do that.
Okay.
That's
But the other thing I said is I truly feel that there's a searching in our
yes,
country,
yes, yes,
right? There's a
yes.
deep searching for something out here. But our challenge is we don't really have there's so much against us right now. Our food is
Yeah.
poison. Our medical system is brutal. We get 4 minutes with our doctor. We don't get any more time with the doctor. And that's not the doctor's fault. That's like you said, the
No.
system's fault.
Yeah.
So even though I believe there's this searching out there where people are really, coming out of the pandemic, like something's not right, something's not right in this world. It's a big battle,
It is.
right?
Yeah, it is.
Big battle.
It's a spiritual battle. It really is. There's a good versus evil fight going on in our world. No doubt about it. And I think people are awakening to that issue, which is because it's clear. You can see it in all of our society that there's a good versus evil battle happening. It's not right versus left. It's not any of that. It really isn't. But I think all of us have this innate curiosity that God put in our body is like, why are we here? Right. And
Yeah.
how were we created? Right. And they're still at the core of you as an individual. At some point in your life, you're going to wonder that. It might be the point where you're in a healthcare crisis and you're in a hospital bed and you're like, oh my gosh, this might be over. And then you start thinking about that, right? But I want to get people to start thinking about that earlier on because you can make a difference in this world. If you have breath in your lungs today, God has a plan for you, right? And so if he has a plan for you, then let's figure it out because it's exciting. I'm so excited about what I'm doing right now because not because I'm making a ton of money. I'm making less money than I've ever made in my entire life. But because I'm excited about doing what I believe he has me on this earth to do, and it's to help people and to make a difference. And I want to build a kingdom business that is profitable so I can help a lot of people. If I have little, I can help little. If I have a lot, I can help a lot. And so I'm really excited about building a large enterprise business that can have a huge impact on society. And so that's just I'm super passionate about. And I'm going to do it one person at a time, right? They're just going to say, "Hey, can I help you with your health? Are you interested in Exodus Strong, our company, our Exodus supplement is absolutely amazing. The more research we've done, and it's fun that you mentioned your wife was more excited about the product. And what's really cool about that is we've analyzed 5 different mechanisms in a woman that's 40 plus, and it's just getting hammered, right? The menopause and it's just their bodies are going through a major transformation. There's 5 different mechanisms that happen, and our product literally helps with all 5 of those mechanisms. And that's what's so transformative. And all other supplements, they may hit one or maybe two if they're lucky of those mechanisms. And we help with all 5. So we call it it's a cellular renewal solution is what Exodus is, and it helps just a woman become vibrant again, and the things that they're losing and struggling with. this product just helps with. So it will help males. It helps me. That's why we ended up creating this product. Was I was struggling. I had bradycardia, which is a slow beating heart, and about 2 o'clock in the afternoon, which I wasn't getting enough oxygen, so I would have to take a nap. And so we built this product, and it's amazing. It helps. I don't have to have that afternoon crash anymore, because I have this sustained energy, this molecular hydrogen component we have in it that's part of it, combined with those seven biblical ingredients, really add nutrients into your body that give you the nutrients your body needs. But then the molecular hydrogen works as a master antioxidant inside your bloodstream. So it gets rid of the bad, the free radicals inside your blood, and helps the mitochondrial process work better. The mitochondrial process is your energy system in their bloodstream. So man, it's just an amazing product even for a male. But if you're a female over 40, you need this product. It's amazing. It helps you in a dramatic way, and you're gonna love me for it. So anyway,
Well,
I'm
we
having
kind of
fun.
talked about some of the ingredients, and so my thought was is what came first for you? Was it like I want to make a Bible based, I want to make a historical, Bible based sort of product, and so I'm going to research what in biblical times there was available, or did it just so happen as you were looking for what were the best products for people, it just so happened that so many of them are historically 2,000-year-old uh, products that
Herbs.
we find in the
Yeah.
Bible?
Yeah,
How did
it
that come
started out
about, the Exodus?
interesting enough, with my research on the Bible, right? Since I was in it all the time, and I was interested in health, it just naturally I started researching all of the health related topics in the Bible. And so like one of the things is the balm of Gilead, which is a healing ointment. It's like, man, I want to find that healing ointment. If I could find that ointment, it's gonna be amazing, right? The world gonna help transform the world. I haven't found it yet. I was still looking. But I did research all the ingredients, all the herbs and superfoods in the Bible, because there's lots of them, and it was fascinating. I was like, wow, help me. I was praying literally, like, Lord, help me find something that will make a difference, and maybe a combination that no one's thought of or something, right? And I couldn't find anything that wasn't already out on the market, right? You can go to buy frankincense on the market. You can buy myrrh. You can buy saffron. You can buy them individually, things. But then I was introduced to this. This is how God works, with me anyway. He introduced me to this practitioner who's been working with molecular hydrogen, and I was like, "What is that?" We're talking about it, and he was explaining it, and the more he talked about it, the more fascinated I got, because hydrogen is the base element that God created. It's like literally the smallest, first item on the periodic table, right? And you look at it, and I started doing the research, and there's thousands of scientific studies already done on hydrogen, and I'm like, wow, and he's got this mechanism. And I started telling him my research on the biblical ingredients, and we came together. And he says, let's take molecular hydrogen. Here are the things that it does. Let's find the seven best biblical ingredients that complement what it does. And that's how we ended up crafting this. Is we took the seven best ingredients that were going to make a physical impact on the body. That's why we took barley grass and wheatgrass, right? If you go to an oncology center and talk to people who are naturally trying to help people naturally with cancer, they're going to be saying, "Hey, you need to start doing wheatgrass juicing," right? That type of thing, because wheatgrass and barley grass give you those dense nutrients that you just don't find in other things. So we took those, and then we took saffron. Saffron's amazing at the stress response. People are so anxious, and our society is so. In fact, saffron's also one of the most expensive elements, more expensive than gold.
That's what I was gonna ask you because
Bizarre,
about the saffron was, I mean, when I worked in a really high-end restaurant when I was younger, and
right?
when they put saffron on something, I mean, he got it out of the special jar, and he put just the tiniest little.
Yeah,
I'm like,
it's
I'm like, dude. put some on there. He's like, you have no idea how expensive this stuff is. He's like,
E-
there's no way. So I was going to ask you
Exactly.
about that. So I'm glad you covered that. Yeah,
Yeah,
saffron's very
yeah.
expensive.
It's amazing. Then you look at what it does to the body. It's a really, really amazing product. So we added that. And then cumin. Cumin's is great with the inflammation response. As part of my podcast, I interview holistic practitioners all the time. And they're like, the inflammation is the source of all disease. So, man, if we can help reduce inflammation in the body, guess what? You're going to make some big, big differences. So, and then aloe, we have put aloe in, and we look at the benefits of aloe. There's literally 200 plus benefits of aloe. So it's like it's really good for gut health, right? And if your health starts in your gut, if you get your gut working well, then guess what? Your other organs start working well. So you got to start with the core. Get your gut working well, and then your other organs are going to start working the way they're supposed to work. And then guess what? You're going to start healing. So that's why we put
What's the frankincense and what is it?
myrrh.
Mirth?
Yeah, frankincense and
Myrrh.
myrrh. So those are
Frankincense and
those
myrrh.
those are
I've heard.
really actually fascinating ingredients. They also help with one of the biggest things. They help with a number of things, but one of the main things they help with is that inflammation response. So
Hmm.
you combine that with cumin, and then again, like looking at what molecular hydrogen does. So those three, cumin, frankincense, and myrrh, help with inflammation response as well as a number of other things. But then you look at what molecular hydrogen does, and molecular hydrogen also helps with inflammation response. And so you combine the two, and there's nothing else, literally in the market that can do what Exodus does. So that's what's pretty exciting. What we
That
put
in the
together.
inflammation part of this is massive, and I've
Yeah,
gone down this because I got cancer out of nowhere, which is stupid for me because there's no way I should get cancer. There's no cancer, but it was HPV cancer from forever ago, and so got rid of that. And then I had
good
a
for you.
yeah, yeah, that was fun. And then I had a cardiac arrest, which was even more bizarre because the doctor said your heart's perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with your heart. I go, I know. I worked my whole life to not, right? My dad died early of a heart attack. So, the mental part is so incredible as far as what your mind can do to your body, how easily your mind can screw up a healthy body. But the inflammation is so crucial because our entire life in today's society is geared to create inflammation in our body with the
Right.
stress, with the diet, with the high processed foods, the high carb foods. I mean, literally, we are an inflammation ball
Yeah,
of
and you look
stress,
at
right?
the sugar intake is just
Yep.
off the chart, right? And the
Yep.
more you look at refined sugar, it's literally a poison. I mean, I like anybody, right? I love sweets. I used to I used to love all different types of sugars. But man, you do research on it from a health perspective, and it literally is a poison. It's really not good for you at all. And then like you said, the food supply, 70% of our food is ultra processed food right now. And so
Yep.
where our nutrients are gone, even our soil is being depleted, and the nutrients from our soil is being depleted. So we're really in a difficult situation of how do you take care of your health in the world. Like you said, our air is compromised, our water is compromised, our food is compromised. So then, if you know that those things are compromised, how do you thrive in this society? And I think I've figured it out. I think there's
Well,
ways that you can
Exodus
do it.
is
Yeah.
Exodus is going to do it for you. But but
Well,
but back to
Exodus
the
does.
back
Go ahead.
back to the mind thing though. I just wanted to go back to that
All right.
because
It's super important.
um the well, you wanted to get 1 million people to read the Bible every day, right? So no one reads anything anymore except at 1 second. If you put something more than 3 words in a Facebook post, people just fly right by it. It's got to be 3 words or less because people don't want to read, right? So if you get someone to sit down and read the Bible, whether you're a religious person or not, if you just go, well, I'm just going to read because the stories are great, right? That is almost a meditative state. That is almost something that will take you down. So that will help the stress part and that'll help the mental part, which will help you also with the physical part with your exodus supplement, right? I
Yeah.
mean, so I
Yep.
love how you brought them together because really it's a whole mind body thing if we're going to kind of fight back against this
Yeah.
incredible machine that's trying to kill us all.
What you said is so perfect because I call it mind body spirit connection, right? Because your mind is so powerful. The research I've done, like literally, your mind can control your body. You can control things within your body. So you can literally will things to happen within your body, which I thought, when I first started researching, I thought it was silly. It's like, give me a break, right? That's dumb. But then you do the research and it's really true. And I did the
Yeah.
same thing with frequencies. I have some frequency based skin patches that help people with different health issues. And when I first was introduced to it, I'm like, come on, you're gonna put this thing on my body, has no medication in it, and it's gonna help me. I'm like, give me a break, right? But then I started researching the human body. The human body is made up of energy. And
Yeah.
then the cool thing too is our cellular, even all the way down to the cells, they interact with each other via vibration. And those vibrations give off, guess what? A frequency. And then I thought frequencies was a really strange word. But then I started realizing as I did research that frequencies are everywhere, right? Colors are frequency, sound is a frequency, light is a frequency, and our lovely phones that we use frequencies. The radio you listen to is on a frequency. So then I said, okay, so frequencies aren't weird. And then guess what? The body's made up of energy. And then I started doing research on how intentions and frequencies can have a physical impact on external things. That even blew my mind even more because I'm like, oh, holy smokes! Just my intention or the words that I actually speak have a physical impact on something else. That just didn't make any sense to me. But I had fun. In fact, this book that I love is called "Hidden Messages in Water." Have you ever heard about this book? Dr. Masaru Emoto. Dr. Emoto he's passed, but he's did some amazing research on the intentions and even prayer on the impacts of water. And one experiment I love to talk about is his rice experiment. He did this rice experiment with 3 jars of rice. So he's got this. They each had a jar, and they each had the same amount of water and rice in it. And for 30 days, he would tell one of them that he hated it, and he would swear at it, and he would get angry at it. And then the middle one, he'd say, "Oh, I love you, and I care for you," and he would literally talk to it like that. And the third one, he would just totally ignore. And he did that same thing for 30 days. And at the end of the 30 days, you see these 3 jars. And the jar that he swore at is just disgustingly moldy and gross. And the one that he said, I love you toward and cared for is white. And it's a little murky because rice has been in water for 30 days, but it's still white. And then you look at the one that he ignored, and it's almost as bad as the first one. And the fun thing about
Amazing.
that is lots of people, hundreds of people have replicated that experiment, and it's like they're blown away. Like how so it just proves that your physical intention towards something else and the words that you speak have a physical
Hmm.
impact on external things. And when you
Yeah.
start to
I've
realize
done that
that,
experience. I've done that experiment with houseplants. There are
yeah,
people who just they say some people have a green thumb and some people just don't. And they're horrible with houseplants, but that's not what it is. It's how you talk to the plants and
yeah,
how you touch them and how you clean them and how you water them
I
will
thought that was
change the
so
way
stupid. Yeah,
your houseplants grow, right?
right.
And it's just I, I'm just weird with my houseplants. I love them
Uh,
all. I talk to them all. I treat them all. I wash them all. And then other people go, God, I just can't keep a plant together. I go, what do you do? They go, well, I water it every once in a while and walk past it. I'm like, aha,
yeah,
you talk to
exactly.
your houseplant.
I know, and that's just with our logical brains, that just doesn't make sense, right? Doesn't like, no, come on, that can't. But when you do the research, those types of things are real and they are true. So this mind, body, spirit connection, I believe, is really impactful. That's why literally we create every single product we sell has this prayer guide that goes with it because it's got an intention, it's got a Bible verse, and it has a prayer. And we literally want you to read it with your eyes. We want you to declare it out loud with your mouth because there's power in the tongue, as the Bible specifically tells us. and then your ears are hearing yourself read it. And then the power of your mind is so strong that it get those intentions, you can will things to happen in your body. And so, and then you have the Bible verse there that, hey, maybe you're a little intrigued. I didn't know that Isaiah 40:31 said that. That's interesting. Let me go open my Bible and let's read a little bit. And so that's my inspiration is let's get people to get well, and then let's give them some intrigue. There are some really cool verses in the Bible, and there's things that you want maybe want to go start reading, because that's what transformed my life was when I started getting into the Word every day. I started understanding what the Bible was about, and I really believe it's a living word, right? It literally speaks to you as you know, the Lord speaks to you as you're reading it, which is really fascinating and transformational for me. So I want other people to feel the same way.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I mean, that really is, like you said, the mind, body, spirit connection, which is great. I mean, gosh, this time has just flown, and I'm gonna honor your time. But I lied earlier. Forgive me. Forgive me. I lied earlier. I'm a
All
liar.
right, I
I
forgive
said I
you.
had one question, but I actually have two questions, if I may. My
Okay.
last question, I promise. Um, Rob, if you were going to leave us with something, if you're going to leave the game with something, if there's a thought, if there's a message, it could be about what we talked about, doesn't have to be what we talked about. If there's something that was important to Rob Rene, you'd like to leave us with, what would that last thought be?
Literally, if you woke up today with breath in your lungs today, God has a plan for your life. Just know that, right? So if you woke up, you have air in your lungs. He literally, when he created, he breathed air. He breathed his breath into us to create us. And so if you have that in you, he has a plan for your life. So don't despair, right, with whatever has happened with your life or where it is. He has a plan for you. So it's okay. And just work hard and try to find out what that plan is, and then get into the word, and he's going to communicate what his plans are to you. And it may not be immediate, but it's going to happen. And then you're going to be so excited that you're going to just help make a difference in this world. So literally, but it starts off with that first thing. If you have breath in your lungs, then guess what? He does have a plan for your life. No matter what you say, he does. And so guess what? Let's use it for good. Right? Go make an impact on one person in this world, maybe today, right? Go make a small impact on one person, and then I honestly believe that gratitude and favor is going to just snowball, and we're going to have a much better world because there's more people out there doing the same thing like you're doing.
Love it. And listen, don't wait to get hit by a truck
Yes.
to find to
I
find
don't
that
recommend doing
purpose.
that.
To find that purpose, Rob, you're awesome. I love everything you're doing. I'm going to look deeper into your Exodus. So, how does everybody find more of Rob Rene? We've got the podcast. We've got your website. There's so much information on the website. We've got your product. So tell us how to find you, where to find you, and what you've got going on now.
I'm on a lot of social media, but one of the fun things I am doing is I'm rebranding my podcast and to Biohackingville. And I'm building a community called Biohackingville that's going to have a lot of information about biohacking in it. It's going to have a faith component, and it's going to have an integrative oncology component, because I think cancer is just ginormous right now, and there's a lot of resources that people need. And so I'm developing these communities for people, right? I want you to have access to these informations. There's lots of AI tools I'm putting in there to help people with nutrition plans and all these different types of things that are going to really help people. And I want people to be there. So biohackingville.com. I've got a newsletter that's called Biohackingville Newsletter. And my podcast is going to be Biohackingville Podcast. So I'm going to be interviewing all these amazing health practitioners and people of faith and people in the oncology world, and they're going to be telling you all the tips and tricks and things that they're doing to help people in a dramatic way. And I'm gathering all that information, and I'm going to provide it as a resource to the world. And so that's I believe why I'm here is to create this community of people called Biohackingville, and it's I love stuff like red light therapy and
Yep.
cold plunging and the hyperbaric chambers and all those things are really awesome. And I'm going to put together all of them in a place where people can go and collaborate and say, wow, this was really helpful for me. But, geez, I'm on this keto diet, but guess what? The keto diet doesn't do anything for me. Then just give people a way to communicate and collaborate and help each other. So I'm super excited about that. So biohackingville.com, go there and join, and
Yeah.
I'll be there. You can communicate with me there.
I love that because don't we need as many tools as we can get to fight back against big pharma and to fight back
100%.
against the medical, the it's almost as bad as the industrial war machine as the industrial pharmaceutical machine. I mean, they're literally both as
They're
destructive
so powerful.
to the
They're
world,
so
right?
powerful. Yeah, they own
It,
trillions of dollars, and they control our society. And it's you don't believe me, go do some research, and you'll see that they have so much money. They control our society in a huge way. So,
yeah,
yeah.
on every level. So, where do we find Exodus? Where do we get this amazing supplement? Where do we find Exodus?
ExodusStrong.com. And so Exodus, then just think Exodus, the book in the Bible, and then Strong, right? It's an amazing product. And man, it literally, if you are and or know a woman that's 40 plus, she needs this product. It's just, and I don't say that lightly, it's just because it's really helps a lot. I take it, a lot of men take it, so don't get me wrong, but it's perfectly aligned for that person. So
Well, I'm getting some for my wife because she was so
yes,
excited as she's
yeah.
going through it. I'm like, all right, cool. If you're that excited, because she's even smarter than me. So everybody, we have just been blessed with some time with Rob Rene. Rob Rene is he put up this company, Exodus Strong. He has this amazing supplement called Exodus. You could find him all over the internet. He's got the new podcast. He's got the new community he's doing, and I love everything about Rob Rene. So, Rob, thank you so much for being here and sharing all your blessings and your wisdom with us.
Thank you,
Very
Gary. I
grateful.
really appreciate it, and it's a pleasure.
So, we're going to have some fun spreading your word. So, everybody, look out for Rob Rene because he's going to be blowing up the help system and helping millions of people get into the Bible and get healthy mentally, spiritually, and physically. And I can't wait to watch the ride. So, thank you,
Amen.
my friend.
Amen.
Talk to you soon.
Appreciate you.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks again for joining us on another episode of What If You Could podcast. Please subscribe, like, share, and give us any feedback. We'd love to hear it. And remember, if you can dream it, you can do it. See you next time.